Last month, I presented you all with the board with a copy of the model policies titled Ensuring Privacy, Dignity, and Respect for All Students and Parents in Virginia's Public Schools, and asked you to review. At your place tonight, we've also included policy AC, which is our active policy on non-discrimination, which you approved in August of 2022. It is important to note that the board did not adopt the previous model policies that were presented by the Northern administration, and instead developed and improved an ACPS policy on non-discrimination, which is what we currently have in place. Upon speaking with legal counsel, the current policy meets all legal requirements, and our practices are compliant with the model policies. So it would be my recommendation that we keep our current policy AC as opposed to adopting the model policies.
I've worked for Amherst Schools for 12 years as a school district.
And I am a transgender woman. And I'm thrilled with the fact that within the governor's new model policies for transgender students, the VDOE is acknowledging the existence of transgender persons. And by embracing these policies in whole or in part, Amherst Schools will be acknowledging the existence of transgender students and their needs and the people who are important to them. Now, this is a big step from where we've been in the past when I've been before you a few years ago. Some of these policies are still incomplete and in need of refinement. But thank you for the progress you're making and specifically acknowledging that our existence as persons is more than just being a protected class. We are real adults, we are real children in real families. We face challenges that others in Amherst County do not face.
I've looked at our current policies that you have. I've looked at Governor Youngkin's model policy. And I think when you look at the two, Amherst is already we're on the right path. We have a lot of similar results as a result of the policies and the procedures that you already have in place. So I'm happy with that. But I would just like to remind the board that there are other potential issues if we don't adopt the policy that Governor Youngkin has graciously put out there for the state. I would be cautious if we don't adopt the policy because of the lack of support that we may see from the state.
What I like about this is it provides a very transparent way for parents to know what their rights are. It protects teachers related to compelled speech. So it does have some information in the policy that says that teachers would not have to go against their own constitutional rights, and I think that's a good part of the policy. It protects students in not allowing instructional materials or counseling by school staff related to gender confusion without parent permission and involvement. It keeps dress codes gender neutral, and it addresses facility use based off the student's legal sex as listed on their official record. I think that we should adopt it tonight. I think that it's respectful for all students, all teachers, and all parents, and I don't see any reason not to adopt this policy.
I believe Virginia School Boards and Amherst School Board is getting a one and only opportunity to adopt a policy that will define parental rights to be involved in the medical, mental, and academic issues for their kids. That it establishes protections for those who do not want to be compelled to speak and act against their conscience. It defines the protections for transgender students. It establishes a protocol for them to prove legally their new identity. Protects the safety of all students, and it gives us the legal constitutional reasons to adopt these policies. For AC, it was because Governor Northam's policy was intentionally removing the parental involvement when it came to gender identity with students. And that was a problem. We don't keep secrets from our parents. And Governor Youngkin's policy, I think, speaks to that and is very solid.
I know that there's families in this community that are facing these issues. I also know that there's a darker side to this issue, and every child's safety is when I think about this policy. an open book, a trans student or a student not sure goes and speaks to a counselor, that counselor notifies the parent. That parent gets furious, and when that child gets home, who's gonna take the blame for what happens to that child? Are you going to? Anybody in that audience going to? To just making an open book and put that child in the way of danger?
It's their kid.
Yeah, it's their kid. It's our kid. It's our community's
Their
kid. And we can't, I can't allow anything to happen to any of these kids. All kids matter. I believe in parental rights, but I know that there's better ways to handle this policy.
Comes to parental rights, it's written right in the Code of Virginia. We all have a parental rights. Our discussion right now should be if we're going to have an Amherst policy or a Richmond policy. I prefer an Amherst policy that reflects Amherst. We didn't adopt Northams. I don't care to adopt Youngkins. I want Amherst. Our policy should reflect us.